Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of NuStrength Sugar Babes. We've got a sugar babe, a Kiwi here. We've got heaps of Kiwis in the program now, actually. I feel like they're taking over a bit. She's from Wellington and she's got 3 kids. And I was just saying, her name's Julie. She has a name, everyone. I was just saying, I was like, gee, you look so young to have 3 kids. She's nearly 39 like me. The majority of the women in our program are in their late 30s, 40s and 50s. I think, by this stage, you've done all the dumb diets and you just can't flog yourself anymore with cardio and eat bird feed. But anyway, Julie, tell the viewers why you joined the program.
Well, I'm going to have to probably blame the kids, actually. Because, after you've had kids, you get the mum bod. And no matter what you do, you just can't get rid of it. You can't take the last bit, or your body changes and it's just all kind of loose and flabby, and you've got rolls in places you don't want. And so that's the reason why I joined it, because I had this mum tum, and I still have it. And I just thought, I just need to do something to get rid of it, because what I'm doing just isn't making any changes. So I joined it.
And what were you doing? What had you done before?
Well, after I had my first child, I did a program called Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle. It's a book I read about just feeding the muscle and doing cardio, lower calories, but eating more to build up your metabolism. So I thought, okay, we'll try that, because obviously eating less doesn't work. And I was walking every day and running, so much cardio, and it worked because I slimmed down, but it wasn't muscle. I got smaller essentially. And I thought, well, I ate more, so maybe that works. And then after that, I had another kid, and it all just went the opposite way, as you do when you put on weight. And then I started crossfitting, and I did the paleo thing like all crossfitters do, and that worked for a little while, and then I gave up because I reintroduced all the carbs. And then I went on keto last year, and that really stuffed up my metabolism, I think. Lasted maybe a month on that, and it was just all so crap. So I done all those kinds of diet, and when I saw your ad, I thought, this is telling me to eat more and train less. Well, if I've been training a lot and eating less and that's not working, then maybe doing the opposite will work. And I'm so glad I joined, because it's working. I'm never ever going back to doing what I was doing before. 20 years of being conscious about what you eat and just eating less and eating crap and working yourself to death just doesn't work.
Oh, it's exhausting. And I think too, like obviously in your 20s, your metabolism's a bit more robust. You can flog yourself, and you can still maintain, you're not pile on the weight. But once I reckon you get into your 30s and 40s, 50s, you're fucked, man. You can't do that shit anymore. Your metabolism's wrecked and you're just tired as well. Like you just can't do the no sleep and the no sugar. And did you have any other issues coming into the program? Like a lot of women come in and they don't sleep well, or they've got digestive issues or hormonal issues, or did you have anything like that?
Not that I know of, but I always put down tiredness to having children and having young children. But I didn't know. So that's the benefit of this program, because I didn't know my body was broken until I came into this program. The primary focus was to actually get rid of the mum tum, but I've since realized there's a secondary thing now, because I need to actually fix my body, and that's what I've been focusing on. Fix my body, get stronger, and the rolls and the fat and whatever, that'll all
slowly come away.
Yeah.
It's a slow process. I think so many, you're so conditioned to think that you can just do it in 12 weeks. But like say, you've been doing what you're doing for 20 years. It's so unrealistic to think that you can undo all of that in such a short period of time. But you've got the right attitude, and you are changing. You can see it in your photos that you post. Like that back photo you did of the chin up, I was like, wow.
A lot of muscles, which is I never expected. And that's one of the best things about this program. You just have so many bonuses from it that you never knew that you would get. And so then you change your focus.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about then, like what have you noticed? What's changed since you've come into the program?
Well, I sleep better. I still have a bit of broken sleep because I still have a young child, but the broken sleep doesn't kill me for the rest of the day. Because you wake up, previously I was waking up tired, and then my eyes would just be tired all day, and then I just want to go to sleep and have a nap through the day as well. But after starting to eat more, so probably 2 months into it, I think I started noticing that wasn't happening anymore. Just having a lot of energy, not always thinking about having a nap or lying down. and I feel like a better person and feel like a better mum because I pay attention to my kids a bit more, and want to do things with them. So I've noticed that, and I've noticed that that building the muscle and the definition that I've seen, it's been quite fast because I never knew that would happen. Because I've always lifted weights, doing CrossFit for a few years. You get a bit of toning, but you don't get the same definition because you've still got the layer of fat. And unless you do something extreme like paleo, nothing ever shows up. I mean, you can run for 2Ks carrying a sandbag, but you can't squat 90 kilos for 30 reps, so that's been awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I guess you probably enjoy having some time back too, only training 3 days a week.
Oh, that's the other thing, the guilt of eating what you want and not feeling like, oh, well, I've overeaten today or I shouldn't have had that. And it's all sugar, it's all carbs, all the rest of that stuff. But also the guilt of not always thinking I should go and train. I feel tired, but I should train. I've only done 3 days this week or 4 days this week. I need to do 7 or 8.
Yeah.
It's stupid what we're conditioned to believe, and from such a young age as well. I remember growing up, I was always called, fatty in my in my family because I was a bit chubby as a child, but as an endearment. But it sticks with you as you go into your teen years. I'm always fat. I've always got a bit to lose. And when you look back at pictures, you go, what the? I was never fat at all. I was just a normal average size kid. But because it sticks with you, you're always focused on it, and you're always thinking about what you shouldn't eat and how much you should be working out. And then you just go through the cycle of stupidity, really, until something breaks it, like this program.
Oh, I know. But there's nothing else out there like this, Like I searched 17 years I did it until I stumbled across it, and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this is it. I was like, this is why. It makes so much sense. And you just do it and you feel better, and slowly your body starts to change, and it's sustainable.
It is, and that's the thing. It takes a bit of organisation, getting into a bit of habit, but once you've got that, it's just normal part of life, and it's easy. So I always think, I wish I had known all the things I know now back in my 20s, and I wish I had come across your program, or that you had your program in my 20s.
Well, I was still doing the same dumb shit as you in my 20s too. I hadn't discovered this pot of gold yet. Yeah, I was the same. I think that too. I think back to like eating 1,200 calories and like no sugar. I never ate sugar, and just like constantly fighting my head about, all week going, I used to drink cups of tea and just suck sugar-free mints so I could stop the sugar cravings, and just constantly just trying not to eat sugar.
Yeah, well, I think I joined up with this personal trainer guy a few years ago, and he put me on this eating program. I can't even remember the calories, but it was probably something stupid like 1,400 or something. And one of the things I remember he told me to do in the morning to help burn the fat was to have green tea and like 3 tea bags of green tea. So it was very strong. And just to drink that along with doing, an hour of cardio or something a day, or whatever it was.
Yeah. So I used to do shit like that too. Just get up, drink coffee, and go and do cardio. Like I'd train for 2 hours fasted. And I just think now I'm like, how the fuck?
How did you do it?
Nah. And I don't even know. I didn't have kids obviously back then. Like you had kids. I'm like, you would have just been a mess.
I was doing workouts at 5:30 in the morning. And if the kids woke up, 2 toddlers, they'd come and sit in the gym with me. I'm in the garage with me and just watch me. And then when I got home from work, I'd go in the garage again and lift some more weight because I thought I've just got to burn like 1,000 calories today or whatever it was, so that I can justify the eating that I did that day, even though it wasn't that much.
Oh God, I remember those days. Do you feel like I feel free now? Like it's quite freeing.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Yep. You don't spend half your day or more than half your day thinking about food or what you should eat or what you shouldn't eat. Now it's more like, have I eaten enough?
Yeah,
I need to make sure I've eaten enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's why I like to track my food most of the time when I'm training, because I just don't eat enough. You always default back to that. I think it's so ingrained in you from so many years is that you just, don't eat enough. Like that's so true when you get busy. How long have you been in the program now? 9 months?
Yeah, November, I think. Well, October, I can't remember now.
Yeah, so it's coming up. What's it now? or nearly September, October. Yeah, so 9 months. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Um,
It's gone
yeah,
really quick. I thought
yeah,
it would take a lot. I thought that a year would be a long time. And stupidly, when I first started, I thought, right, I'm going to be 40 in 2020. I've got a year. I'm going to get myself. I'm going to do this program, and I'm going to get a six pack. I'm going to get rid of my mum tum, get a six pack.
yeah.
And now I've realised, well, that's just stupid because it's probably not going to happen now. I'm almost at a year, and it's not happened. And I know it's going to take a while because obviously, in certain places you just lose a bit slower, plus don't have the muscle to burn all that fat away in that time. And
Yeah.
so that's gone out the window, and I don't care so much about that anymore. But it's a secondary thing.
Well, you know what I think too, and look, I'm not saying that this will happen to you, but you might just realize that you never want to achieve that anymore. Like, because I've
Yeah,
been super lean and had a six pack and done it eating like this, and you still, to be that lean, you just need to eat so much less. And I think
yeah,
when women do this program, like it's so hard to describe it. You get it because you've been here for 9 months. You've finally realized that like there's more to life than just like it's about getting into good shape, like but
yeah,
being strong and like looking strong and athletic and more toned, not super lean. And I think because you
yeah,
feel so much better in your sleep and you have good energy and your skin starts glowing, you're like, I don't need to have a six pack anymore. Like I just
yeah,
want to like feel good and look strong
yep,
and yeah, which is
yep,
so freeing as well. Cause like, you know, like I'll see all the Instagram model photos and you're that real lean and like I have the muscle, but I'm not as lean as they are. But I never even look at them. I look at them and think, oh, wow, you look amazing. But I know what they'd have to go through to be like that. And it doesn't interest me anymore. Like I
yeah.
just
Well,
don't care.
I agree with you. I think
Mm.
it's changed now. I don't want to have that six pack. It's nice to have some definition, but I'm not
Mm.
focused at all on that anymore. I'll turn 40 soon,
Mm.
and I'll be like, well, I'm the best, in the best shape I've ever been because I eat what I want. I
Yeah.
only waste 3 hours a week training in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say waste because you've got to do other things in your life, but actually, 3 hours out of my week, or 1.5 hours per training session, whatever it is, it's not much.
Yeah.
Such a little part of my life now instead of being the major focus, which it was before.
Yeah. It's like it supports your life now so that you can live a really good, full, energetic life and look and not be obsessed with how you look so much anymore. You still look good. Yeah. It's really hard to describe to women, I think, because you're right. Like before you come into this, you feel so shit all the time. And you're so stuck in that binge eating, restricting, and how you look, you just can't get out of it. Like it's just this, it traps you in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this program is it teaches you things about your body that you didn't know. It gives you all this
Mm,
information
mm,
that is opposite to what you taught. And I just feel that it's such a shame that not everybody has or is willing to learn this
mm,
way.
mm,
And then when you encounter people who are doing the opposite, all the things that you were doing, trying to talk to them is difficult because they don't they don't believe you, even
mm,
though you can show them evidence of what you used to look like and what you do
mm,
now, and the fact that you sleep better, and your skin has improved, and all those subjective measures have improved. They still
mm,
don't believe you. And so then
mm.
you feel really sorry for them that they haven't been able to access with this program because you think your body is actually broken and you don't know it's broken. And
Yeah.
you need this program to teach you that.
Yeah. You know what, though? I think it's like you've got to be ready. Like when I very first learned about this, I would fucking tell everyone. But now I'm just like, focus on our clients. And because you can't, people, unless they're ready
Yeah.
to hear it and they realize, like, I've just been doing the same thing and getting the same result year for year. But, we even have women leave our program and then come
Yeah.
back because they
Yeah.
go and they try one more time.
Realize.
Yeah, all their friends are doing like fucking bloody CrossFit and paleo. I had the lady actually message Craig. Oh, sorry, she messaged Jess, and she said,
Yeah.
"Oh, she left," and she said it was money, but then she said, "Oh, actually, my friends all were doing paleo and CrossFit. I went off and did it, and now I'm more injured and I'm more fucked than I was before, and I've realized that this is the only way." And she's come back. So it's like,
Yeah.
ladies, don't keep fucking doing the same dumb shit over and over again. There's a better way. Trust us. We can eat better food and train 3 days a week.
You have to see the light, and it's good that she's seen the light because now she'll be more committed.
Totally. Because sometimes
Yeah.
I think you have to go on the journey yourself and realize and try it.
Yeah.
But
Well, a little while ago, I caught up with Craig, and I decided I would try an alternative and do lower calories for a little while
I remember.
Because because I wanted to get my abs. And I regret that so much now, because I became like this really grumpy, miserable monster, and because I was on low calories for too long, not eating enough, and then the sleep started going to crap again, and I was so tired and I couldn't lift as much. I was getting really down about the lifting thing, and I went like, that's it, I'm going back to high calories. I'm never doing this calorie cutting thing again. I'm just going to grow my muscles.
And sometimes we do that with clients because you need to learn. You need to learn for yourself, because until we show you, then and everyone who does it, they get the same result. Because it's sort of like you need to I'm the same way though. Like someone will tell me, no, I've got to do this. And then you do it and you're like, fuck, they were right, but that's good. At least you know now,
I know. But I regret the 2 months or whatever it was that I was on that stupid low calories. I can see that would be beneficial later, if you've got to a stage where you've got a lot of muscle mass and your body can take the lower calories for a short amount of time. But I don't think that maybe
I just don't even think so. I'm like, like I've got a lot of muscle. If I wanted to get a bit leaner, I'd just drop a little bit of calories. Like you don't need, once you get to a good space with you, when you've got, like me, like I've got lots of muscle, I eat over 2,500 calories a day. I just have to cut a couple of hundred and I'd slowly get leaner, as long as I was consistent, obviously, like really consistent. I think, that's the thing. It's just a slow, steady build. You've just got to put the work in and put the years in but once you get there, you're like now for me, it's so easy just to maintain where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like it's worth it. It's totally worth it. You're on your way. Because you're strong. You're really strong.
Yeah, I think that comes with one of my CrossFit coaches was saying to me, you've got the body to be a power lifter because you're short, and you've got the strong legs. And I thought that's probably the only advantage of being five foot.
So. I always say that to April too, because I'm tall. Like I'm like 100, reasonably tall, and April's tiny. You've seen April, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you bloody shorties. You got it so much easier than us tall. Not really, but yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, you're really strong. Like imagine where you'll be in another 9 months if you just keep chipping away.
And it was the thing you were saying before. It takes years, but nobody wants to invest that time, and you don't want it to take years. So you do these 30-day challenges or 12-week things, and then you just go back to doing what you're doing before. But actually, you need to invest years.
It's a change for life. It's not like you start this program and you do it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Like what I do now, 4 years later, is exactly the same as what you guys do. It's just that I can eat more and maintain and be leaner. And that's all it is. It's just improving your metabolism slowly over time and building lean muscle. But it's like it gets easier, I think, as time, like you said, as time goes on. It's easy to prep your food now and make good food choices because you get to eat food you like. It's easy to train 3 days a week to maintain it or even get stronger. So it's a lifestyle.
Well, it becomes normal. It becomes your new normal, and then you don't even think about it anymore. And if you were going to change it, then that would be hard.
Yeah. I can't even imagine doing anything else. I'm like, who doesn't want to eat fucking fudge and drink juice and, like eat all this amazing food?
Ice cream. I know. I always remember what you say to people, what are you going to do after 12 months, or if you leave this program, are you going to change? No, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. What are you going to stop doing? And I thought, well, okay, I said I was going to commit for a year, but actually even after a year, I'm probably not even going to change what I'm doing because I'm just going to keep going.
But why would you? It's because it's like everyone wants to, well, not everyone will want to look like me. Like I'm very muscular, like for a female, but I'm at the very top end, obviously. But if you wanted to look similar to me, then you have to do what I do. It's like there's no way around it. You've just got to eat and eat. But when we say eat consistently, it's like consistently eat more. Don't starve yourself. Yeah.
I mean, and it's great. So now the guilt is, if I haven't eaten, if I'm below by 100 calories or 100 grams in carbs, that's when I start feeling guilty. And I worry, I go, oh God, I haven't eaten enough. What can I eat now? If I haven't been planning my meals properly. And that's what the guilt is. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Rather than going, I've overeaten.
Especially women, like you guys, like you've got a lot of stress in your lives, kids, lack of sleep, working. Like you can't do that and train and not eat. It just doesn't work. You just end up running yourself into the ground and having all these issues like so many of the women have. But No, you've done really, really well. So if and you probably would have had some of these concerns when you came to the program. Some women, when they first join, they're worried about doing this program online. Now you're in New Zealand. You know, we have women all over the world in our program. How have you found doing it online?
Pretty seamless. The information is there. The access to coaches is there. It's good turnaround in responses. I've not had any issues. But I think maybe it's also because I have less issues. I don't want to say that other people on the program have a lot of issues. It's just, I don't have as lot of complexity in my life that some people on this program have, and so everything for me is straightforward. And so therefore, I can just concentrate on the training and the meal planning. And once I've got the meal planning done, I don't need to ask any more questions. And unless I've got specific issues with my training, then I don't really need to access the coaches and things. So I feel like for me, it's really easy and simple. But not everybody is like that. But even what I see is those people who do need a bit more help and hand-holding and encouragement, there's a lot of help out there, and there's always responses from everyone, and especially the coaches. So I think that it's a really great program. The initial fear is, it's an online thing. People will just take your money and run. It's a scam, but it's not.
Yeah. It's definitely not.
Completely.
It breaks my soul when people come in and don't get a result. I'm like, come on, I just want everyone to come in and win, because I think, well, why would you pay the money? Like, why wouldn't you just do it? Even if it takes a while, we're nearly done. And the other one is time. I mean, you've got 3 kids. What would you say to a woman who thinks she doesn't have time to do the program?
Well, you have to make time. If you want to make change, you have to make time. I work 30 hours a week, but then I have to have my kids around after school. They have activities and things, and then get home and do all the dinners and whatever. But so for me, it's also a challenge as well, because sometimes by the time you get home and do all those things, and especially in winter when it's dark, you don't want to go out to a cold gym and train, but you just have to keep remembering that it's only 3 hours a week, and you force yourself to do it, and after a while it becomes a habit. But and then you realize actually it's not that hard to find 3 hours a week. Some weeks I still do find a challenge. I might only do 2 days a week, but then try and catch up. So, but that's just life, right? You just accept it and move on.
Absolutely.
So always consistent with your eating, and it's not as if you're sitting on the couch going, oh, I'm just too lazy. It's you actually have a valid excuse, then that's fine. And you're not making a habit of it. Otherwise, I find it really easy to find the time.
Yeah. And finally, money. Some women are worried about investing this money in themselves. Do you feel like you've gotten value for the money that you've invested?
Completely, because when I first joined, I looked at how much it was. I just compared to what I was paying to go to a CrossFit gym, and it was about the same. I thought, well, if I'm prepared to pay that much to go to CrossFit and do that 3 times a week and not really get any results, and I might as well just invest that same amount of money on something which looks like it's going to get me results and give it a go.
Sorry. And finally, if a woman was sitting on the fence and she was sort of going back and forth about joining, what advice would you give her?
Just take a risk. Just do it, because if you want to make a change, you've got to take a risk. And if what you're doing doesn't work, it's insane, right? To keep doing the same thing. Yeah. Totally. And you won't regret it. You won't look back. If you join this program, you commit to it. You'll see some changes in the first 2 months, or even as early as the first month. And once you see change, that'll motivate you to keep going, and you'll realize that, what can you achieve by in a year?
Totally. Oh, well, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time out. I know how busy you are. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and you've tired or everything, all the dumb diets, and you just want to eat real food and be free from food obsession and binge eating, click on the link below, book in a call with one of my coaches and just have a chat. We want to get to know you and see if you'd actually be a good fit for our program. So thanks again, Julie, and I shall see you in the program.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for your time, Kitty.
Bye.
Okay, bye.